right, first of all, let me have you say your name and your title for the record.
Mark Danke, Senior Manager, Product and Motorsports Communications.
All right, Mark, we are in the brand spanking new 2016 Audi S7, and you've got 3 new cars that are coming down the pipeline, right? You've got the new A6, or at least the refreshed A6. Let's start with that one. What's new about that?
So the A6 for the 2016 model year is a product improvement. So we have design changes on the exterior, new LED lighting, some changes to the grille, make the car a little bit more dynamic looking, a little wider stance. We've also a little bit more, not necessarily more chrome, but just a different shape to our single frame grille, and a little bit of a wider splitter in the front. So it makes the car, just gives it a wider, more dynamic stance. We also have improved engines on every single one, so we have an all-new 2.0 liter 4-cylinder engine with 252 horsepower that, frankly, we just drove up a canyon the other day and uphill, and the car sounded great. Had great acceleration and never quit on that with all of the torque that it had. And we also get power improvements on the S6 going from 420 to 450, and on the V6, the 3.0T, we go from 310 to 333 horsepower. And then to round that out, of course, with Audi, we have to bring in more technology. So we bring in the all-new 4G LTE Wi-Fi system, Audi Connect system, and what that does with a new processing chip.
Let me show them. Keep talking. I'll just show them so people can see really what kind of great definition we're getting off that screen. Look at that.
So with the processing power of it, it can zoom in and out. The resolution speeds are much quicker. You can actually now see everything very crisp, and you could do it before, but the way that screen resolves is much quicker because of the processing speed. We also have, which is not available at the moment because we don't have the engine running, but you have the Google Earth mapping in its full detail in the center display and the driver information display, so that the driver can see exactly where they want to be going, and maybe your family can be playing around with looking for a radio station or something of the sort.
Yeah, it's incredible how important these infotainment systems have become to the driving experience in a brand new car. And you guys have certainly been in the forefront of incorporating the latest new features. The car is, of course, connected, which many cars aren't, right? It's got its own cellular connection, so it allows you to do things like Google Earth, and that's really cool. So let's talk about the styling for a second again. I noticed that the car is kind of more, I guess you would use sophisticated. I would say almost meaner in some ways, especially on these S models. It feels like it's a little bit more narrow, or a little bit more, squinty.
Yeah, no, I think, like I said, I was saying it's more dynamic in the sense that it looks like it's a little bit more of a performance-oriented car. At the same time, though, we've added, on the A models, we've added trapezoidal integrated tailpipes, which gives it a more luxurious look. On the S models, however, we have a sport package with a sport exhaust, so it's black exhaust tips, and with the right sound to go with it. The downshift blips that come with that are just fantastic, and makes you, I guess, get to appreciate the 450 horsepower that you have under the hood.
And is there a torque vectoring differential now?
We have a sport differential that we've had, and we've integrated that with the suspension settings as well as with the sport exhaust in the sport package.
So there's just a lot more kind of RS in the S model now.
Yeah, there's a little bit more. I think customers we have 2 types of customers, of course, for an S. We have the type that want more performance, which you get in the Sport Pack. On the flip side, we also have someone that wants a V8 engine, wants that performance, but also would like to have some more luxury. And so we actually offer the S7 as well as the S6. You can also get both with our comfort seat, which gives you the 22-way seat adjustment. And then I highly recommend it, the massage setting, yes. Which frankly, when you're driving a V8 engine, it's not so bad when you can get a massage at the same time.
Yeah, it's crazy. You got like wave and pulse. It's like a full-on shiatsu massage.
Exactly. Exactly.
The big news, I suppose, in the A6 though is in that new 2-liter, you've gotten rid of the CVT in the front-wheel drive model. Now it's got a 8-speed dual clutch, right?
It's seven-speed dual clutch, and it's linked up.
I'll give you more credit.
Quite all right, quite all right. 7-speed dual clutch, and it is on the front track, the front-wheel drive version of the A6, the entry model. We do sell about 85% of the 2.0 liters are Quattros, which is what we're driving here today, which has made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and does have paddle shifters to be able to make it a little bit more sporty for those that like it.
Now guys, you have to appreciate the fact that we're boiling in here, because if we turn the engine on, it's going to create a lot of noise, so thank you for putting up with that. And let me not make you boil much longer, but let's talk about the one cool thing that I see in this car, and that's this red stitching in the carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So we introduced a inlay on the Audi S8, which was called a copper twill, a carbon copper twill, and this is kind of an extension of that. This is real carbon fiber with a red thread interwoven into it, and it gives it just enough of a red tint, a little bit of a suggestion that makes it a little bit more interesting to the eye, and it's married up with our red interior here, which I think is a fabulous way to drive an S7 model that we're sitting in today.
You know, I think that a lot of people acknowledge the fact that Audi has been in the forefront of interior design. Is that something that is a burden? I mean, you always have to kind of push the envelope, right? You can never kind of just sit back and let it be, because at some point the other German competitors and Japanese and American competitors are going to catch up to you guys.
Yeah, I think certainly our engineers, they pride themselves in that. There is a level of maintaining and increasing maybe that lead that we have from that front, but when you look at the fit and finish that they're developing on, whether it be an S7 or whether it be on a Q7 coming up, they continue to come up with new ways, new materials, and new design to be able to keep that going. We're very proud of it, there's no question.
And last question, you guys are kind of in the forefront also of autonomous cars, right? Cars that steer themselves. And when you get behind the wheel of this car, it seems like there is a 360-degree envelope of protection that this car is putting out, right? From lane assist to blind spot monitoring. You've got all that built into it, so it's almost like there's like radar shooting out of every corner of this car. Yeah,
I mean the engineers that have developed the cars, that have developed, I think, what is a leadership position in piloted driving. Taking an RS7 completely autonomously piloted around the Hockenheimring racetrack at an average speed of 150 miles per hour, or driving from Silicon Valley to Las Vegas completely piloted. It is incredible systems that they are developing. It is the future. It is also the ideology of piloted driving, in the sense that the driver still has control when he wants to or she wants to. But if you're sitting in traffic, or if you're driving on a road that doesn't have that is not exciting to drive on, and you don't feel like it, then why should you? Then you can just let it go.
And I think it's one of these counterintuitive things. People think, because maybe of their experience with computers, that computers crash a lot more. But the fact is, in airplanes especially, right, almost all airplane crashes are human error. Almost all car crashes are human error. So if you can make that autonomous, if you can make that computer controlled, then you are going to make things safer.
Yeah, and I can tell you that the car is able to drive a lot smoother around a racetrack than I am, and able to manage the turns at speeds and at limits. And the reason why we do that is to test the ability of the systems at the limit, which is exactly what the system would engage in if it were in a difficult situation in traffic and having to do avoidable maneuvers and things of that sort. Those same engineers, though, have developed the driver assistance systems that are in the A6 and the A7 and in all of our cars. And what that enables you to do is that you have Audi Presense that allows you to prep the car in case of a collision. It does detect objects out in front. It will do a full brake stop. It does warn you on the side assist as well, on the lane change when you set your blinker, and if someone is there or approaching from 50 yards behind you at a speed that it can recognize that it might become an issue. So it's pretty fantastic stuff, and it really does help you. I think it makes the driving experience a lot more relaxing. You know that you have a second little net there to catch you if you need it.
Well, thank you very much for talking to me, and sorry about putting you in the sauna, which is not a feature of the car, just a feature of the climate.
It's amazing.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks.